welcome back to another edition of DevHub Live. Today we are back with a bonus episode. We have a bonus workshop as promised yesterday. We're talking about chain signatures, giving everyone an introduction. You probably have heard this term. We've had guests of all different walks of life over the past few months talking about different things they're building, maybe with chain signatures and things like that. But we thought it would be good to take a step back and do kind of a high level overview of like what chain signatures are and kind of reintroduce the concept of what it is. So I'm super excited. Today I have one of my colleagues here at DevHub, Josh. He's going to come join us and he's going to talk us through what exactly chain signatures are. Josh, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Great. So I just want to level set for people. So if you have questions or you're not sure about what chain signatures are, chain abstraction, what it's all kind of about, we are going to kind of give that high level overview. There are tons of resources on our docs. So that's scrolling down below. You can always check that out as we go. But Josh is going to give us kind of a nice overview here, and we'll definitely, if people have some questions, we'll try to get to some of those. But more or less, we want to make sure people get a sense of what exactly chain signatures is all about.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Joe. Yeah, what I'm going to do is just kind of go through a little bit high level, like kind of treat this as like a chain signatures 101 for people just getting started with it. Had a bunch of questions and just kind of want to kind of really dive into the concept of what chain signatures are and how you can use them in your project. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. Cool. Little infinite window here. Do you see my slideshow currently, Joe?
We do.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, Near Protocol. We are one chain to abstract them all. Again, my name is Josh Ford. I'm with Near DevRel. And just want to again give an introduction to chain signatures for people just getting started with this technology. First of all, we just want to talk about the Near abstraction, chain abstraction stack. This is kind of, the further evolution of what it means, or like kind of what we're doing over at Near when it comes to not just blockchain, but kind of the AI side of things. And as you can see on this diagram here, we have the Near Protocol blockchain that a lot of people know very well and love, and we're introducing a new layer of AI agents that are going to be these, and pretty much part of this intent layer and solvers for us, and asking chain signatures to fulfill requests and go out, get chain signatures will make a transaction, broadcast it out to a chain of your choice, and then using the Omni bridge to bring that data back to the Near blockchain. And one part that we want to stress is that, Near chain signatures is the outbound side of this. And today we're just going to dive in just to this layer right here of chain signatures and how it works and how you can utilize it in your project. So basically, it's allowing us to control accounts, their assets on other blockchain platforms, and it's made possible thanks to these three core elements. We have these derivation paths, and it's a deterministic way to derive a foreign address from one Near account. And I'll show you a little bit more about what that means, but basically it's just like you have an account, say you have josh.near, and then you add a string to that, my Ethereum 1 account or Ethereum 2 account, and then we're taking this public key, mashing it up, and now we're getting an Ethereum address or a blockchain address of the chain of your choice. And then the other two parts of that is going to be this multi-chain smart contract. This is what we use to from your originating Near contract. You're going to send that to this smart contract. It's going to receive this request, and then we have this third part, which is this multi-party computation service, is a network of nodes that is listening for requests sent to the smart contract. Once it receives this request, or it sees that a request has been sent, grab it, compose the transaction, and return it to you. So those are the three core elements of it. And again, it's one Near account that can control nearly an infinite amount of accounts across chains. We're going to derive that unique address, create the payload or a transaction or whatever it is that you want to sign or have signed by this MPC service, call that MPC contract. Then we're going to that MPC contract is going to receive the call and yield, which actually waits for the response. So it sits there and waits. And then the MPC service captures the request and signs the transaction. And then once that signed transaction is returned, you can now be relayed out. And for me, I'm really much learner of things. So here's a little helpful diagram to kind of, again, visualize what I just went through with you. Again, you have your one near account here. You have a near blockchain with, this is a smart contract. This is the MPC contract. Currently, right now, we're on V0 signer. I think we might be on V1. It's written in the documentation. We can go back and look. And this is the MPC service. And these are independent nodes. It's a bunch of different nodes that are independent of each other, that never really know each one, what, the content of each one, what they're signing, and they're reconstructing this transaction. And the private key is never actually revealed. It is securely created, and the transaction is constructed without ever revealing any of the secrets to one another, and it's creating this securely for the end user. And then we have whatever blockchain it is that you want to broadcast your transactions to. So again, we're going to call, it's a sign method. With that, we're going to have a payload that you construct on your end, either on your front end or, if you're doing it on a back end. And then you have that key derivation. I'm having a hard time with that word today, which is the, your account plus, whatever string you have. And we'll show you more about that in the live demo. And it's calling this smart contract on the near blockchain. That near blockchain smart contract has a request to it. This MPC service is listening for this request, and then it grabs it. It's like, all right, we're going to start this signature process, and it takes a second for it to reconstruct it. Once it's complete, it returns it back to the contract and says, all right, cool, you got this complete signature. The near account receives it, or actually like your front end application will receive it after you call the blockchain. You'll get that signature back, and then now you're ready to actually relay it or send this transaction to its final destination. And again, that's kind of, just reiterating how this process works, and hopefully you get a better understanding of the inner workings of this. With chain signatures, what's really cool is that you don't need to manage keys across platforms. You just have one account, and now you have a nearly infinite amount of accounts for different platforms, for different chains. And you don't need to sit there and try to manage all your private keys. You just need to manage one, or one account, actually. Again, one near account, nearly infinite Ethereum accounts, one account, nearly infinite Bitcoin accounts, and the same with, Solana, Doge, etc. The requests are made on chain, and any account can make requests, even smart contracts. Cool. So let's get into it. Let's do a live demo. And this is kind of going to be a great place for you, like a single place for people to use for getting started. You'll go to Near Examples, GitHub org, and under here we have the Near multi-chain. And on here, you'll clone this repo. You can play around with it, and you can see inside it a lot of the inner workings on how the code actually works. And what's also helpful, too, is at the top here, we have a link directly to the chain signatures documentation that will take you through and, again, bit by bit, explain what are chain signatures, how you can get started. Again, we're talking about those paths that we created, and also like some use cases, DeFi on Bitcoin, some chain agnostic applications, multi-chain account abstraction, etc. And then the implementation of it, again, we're deriving this foreign address, creating the transaction, requesting signature, a different type of, diagram to help you along the way. But what's really nice about these docs is that each step of the way, we're breaking down that example that I just showed you, and we're actually like taking that snippet of, okay, like how is this actually taking, how are we creating our address here? And it'll take you right to the code. And if you want to dive into it more, it'll take you right to that file and show you, okay, here's actually how this is being implemented. And again, we have Ethereum, Bitcoin. We're going to be adding more networks here as we go. But yeah, it's just a very helpful how to create the transaction. Are we actually requesting the signature? And how are we reconstructing it? So Yeah, without further ado, let's get back to our demo. Oh yeah, and again, if you have any questions, here's a little dev support link. This will take you right to, I just actually updated it to not go to the general dev support. It'll actually take you to chain signatures. We have a special Telegram channel that's all about people that are just building things just like this. Happy to answer any questions that you have. So we have a live site that's ready to go. We'll go ahead and get into this live demo site. Same thing that you'll have if you clone the repo. I'll go ahead and I'll log in. I like Meteor Wallet, so I will use my Meteor Wallet. And again, we're just connecting to it. We're not allowing it to call any methods on our behalf. We're just creating a function access key. And it'll take us into the application. And this is the contract ID. This is hard coded in the application itself. You can update this in the code on the back end, and then you can choose what chain you want. We have Ethereum and Bitcoin as far as examples are concerned right now. And this is the path in which I will give it that will help me derive an address. And the one thing that you want to make sure that you do to make this all work is that you're going to have to fund one of these addresses. Like if I were to use Ethereum 3 right now, yeah, I don't have any ETH in there right now. So this actually won't work until I go and I get some testnet ETH and fund my account. So I've already funded my account. I funded ETH1. But what I'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll send some money here. So I don't have any money here. Don't have any testnet tokens here. I'm going to copy this address. I'm going to overwrite this one. Otherwise, I think you're just sending all your testnet ETH to Guillermo, which he loves. But so yeah, if you want to keep that the original address, that's cool. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do Ethereum 1. This is my current address. I have plenty of ETH. Have gas prices down here. Sometimes testnet spikes for whatever reason. So if you have just a very small amount of ETH, as you know, testnet is a little bit difficult to come across. Just checking out the gas prices to make sure that it'll be possible. So yeah, at my Ethereum 1, it derived my address that I can control, and now I'm going to transfer 0.005 ETH to my Ethereum 3 address that I had before. And we're going to request a signature. This is not pre-recorded, so we are going to pray to the demo gods that they will be smiling upon us. We're going to approve this transaction, and it'll take a second. Again, we're calling this contract. The contract's then going to the MPC service. Boom. Now we got that transaction ready to be relayed. It is ready to send off to Ethereum. Let's relay that transaction, cross our fingers, and hope that this all goes through. Usually my live demos, they just want to throw me a curveball and make me make me nervous. But yeah, it's relaying this transaction again. It's calling a relay. Oh, on the first try.
There you go. Perfect.
Successful. Cool. Yeah, so success. And we put in a link to testnet Etherscan. So you can actually see that this transaction went through. And you can go back and, yeah, like I said before, so we had 0 balance on ETH3. Now we go here, boom, we got our 0.5 ETH. And now I could take that ETH and send it somewhere else. So yeah, that's basically kind of the demo in a nutshell of how to actually use this software, how to compose the transaction and create it. And yeah, this is a great front end demo for you to clone, use, and yeah, diving into the code. The areas that you're going to want to pay attention to are going to be in your components and services. So in your components, you have either Ethereum or Bitcoin, and you can kind of see where we're calling these methods. And in your services, you have Ethereum JS, and this is kind of, okay, how are you deriving the address? How are we getting balances? These are like your helper files. How are we actually creating the transactions? So these 2 files would be kind of, how you can dig into the code a little bit more. But the easier way, if you're messing around with it and trying to figure it out, an easier way for more higher level is just to go straight to the docs from the multi-chain demo. Which again are right here. Just go ahead and click here, jump in, go into the implementation port, and start diving through code. And yeah, that's kind of chain signatures high level 101 in a nutshell. We're gonna do another one of these episodes next week, give you some time to play around with it, get more deeper into some more advanced use cases. But for now, that's kind of chain signatures in a nutshell. Joe, are there any questions or comments that we have from any of the audience members?
No questions. I think that a lot of people saying good morning, things like that. But
GM.
yeah, no, this is something that I think it's important for people just to kind of play around, just to see how it works a little bit. It's not just about DeFi. You can make any kind of transaction. So if you're doing NFTs, if you're doing anything else, um, anytime you want to call another chain for whatever reason, you can do that. This is not just simply for DeFi stuff. DeFi is the
Yeah,
obvious
right,
one,
totally.
but plenty of
Yeah,
other
you can
options.
definitely do you can definitely call an action
Yeah.
on things. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to send tokens. You can, like Joe was saying, NFTs, calling an action on another contract, chaining different contracts together. Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely not just for DeFi.
No, definitely not. I would encourage people to take time if you're curious about this. Even just play with the front end. If you don't want to actually go through the code, just play with the front end, see what that looks like. Go through the code, ask some questions here and there. You jump into either one of the Telegram chats, the main one or the other one that's made for chain signatures. We're happy to answer any questions there. And then, yeah, I think taking it then the next step, and when you talk about building products then off of this, you can start to see where it really becomes about the product more so than actually worrying about the technology. All the other stuff is being done for you, the NPC servers and everything else. So it's a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. Well, we definitely appreciate people coming out, checking out this high-level initial workshop for chain abstraction. We have tons of other uh, workshops that we were doing for the Redacted Hackathon. You can check them out on our YouTube, and I will share that right now as well. And this will be there as well too. So make sure you're checking out uh, all the stuff that we have available, because there is a lot of so many things happening right now on Near, and all the stuff we really want people to check out and take time with that. But check out our channel. We can see all the different things there for workshops, everything else. And we have some more stuff coming very soon around, again, DeFi. We've been doing Bitcoin lately a lot here. So, definitely dive in, check it out, and let's see what you can come up with.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks so
Anything else?
much, Joe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Yeah, no,
coming
that's
on.
it. Yeah, definitely want to just do a lot more of these bite-sized kind of introductory stuff, and also just bite-sized demos. Like, this is how it works. Here's a section of it, and take it
For
away
sure.
and dive into it, and ask us any questions that you have.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we will be back normal time Thursday for our next DevHub Live. That's at 4 p.m. UTC. And we'll be back with another one of these same time next Friday, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Proximity is going to be coming on and doing a little bit more deeper dive in some more advanced use cases of chain signatures.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Well, folks, until then, we will see you. All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Happy coding. Bye bye.